All right, sports fans, it's another Forward Progress episode. It's Thursday. I'm Marshall Atkinson, and today I have the distinct pleasure to have my Shirt Lab partner and friend Tom Rauen here, and we're going to talk about online stores, web pages, all kinds of stuff. So, Tom, the background there looks a little different than where we normally see you. Where are you?
Yes, I am in Des Moines, Iowa today, and I had a few meetings set up here with a couple of big opportunities. One of them, a franchise owner who has 80 plus locations and looking at setting up an online store for them.
Right. We're going to get into that to a little later. Thanks so much for being here. I know it was kind of a pain because you're not in your office and you're traveling and you had to find an appropriate spot to have the call today. So I appreciate that effort. So thank you. So before we get going, if you're watching this live, please in the comments say hello. We want to know who's here. And also, this is a question show. So if you've got questions for me or Tom, all you got to do is just put them in the comments and we'll get them answered. So that's really important. I know a lot of people watch this as a recording. So if you see this as a recording, if you tag either me or Tom, I'm sure we'll be happy to get your questions answered as well. Right, Tom? I mean, you'll do that, won't you?
Yeah, I'll answer anything you got. Just put it in the comments. Put it below.
Right. Okay, great. So let's get going. Keith Burwell's watching. So thanks, Keith. And Dan Solomon's watching. Hey, dudes, like the shirt, Marshall? Hey, this is I've had this shirt for a long time. It's a Pusser Rum shirt. I bought this in the Bahamas when I was stumbling around after a rum tour, I think. Anyway, it's a fun shirt. I like it too. And it looks like it's parrots, but it could also be like bird poop all over my shirt. Either way, right? So anyway, we'll go with parrots. So let's get with the first topic here. You ready, Tom?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Website redesign. What do people need to know? And right now we're in the middle of this crazy COVID. Everybody's going online. I don't think anybody's going to the mall to buy anything ever again. Right? So we need to focus on our website. And I know have you finished your new one or are you still?
It's in development yet.
So kind of talk about that because you're going through this process right now, and I think this will be really relevant. So start off with the big thing. Why? Why'd you redo it?
Why? Because whoever makes it the easiest for their customer to purchase from them is going to win. If there is any sort of friction in the sales cycle, whether it's customer has to call up, they're waiting to get a quote. The customer has to email, they're waiting to get a quote. Waiting is friction, and they're just going to go elsewhere where it's easy. So you need to make it as easy as possible. Think about Amazon and how simple and how easy they make it for you to give them money. That's what you got to do is like, think of it. How can I have my customer give me money easier? How can they give me their order easier? How can they pick out a t-shirt or find their colors or enter their sizes? And how can they do that as easy and as fast and as simple as possible? So that's the name of the game.
Yep. I'm shaking my head. Yes. And what's really fun here is that earlier today, a shop that I'm not currently working with asked me a question. And what's the first thing I do when somebody does that, Tom? Do you know? I check them out. I look them up on LinkedIn. I look at their website. I poke around the social media, right? And I was looking at this particular website, and I'm not going to tell anybody who it was, but nothing would load. It was just the spinning wheel of death, right? Because their images, I guess there were like 6 meg images. I don't know what they were, right? I mean, I've got great internet. Stuff downloads to me at like 1 million. I don't know what the speed is, but anyway, it wouldn't load. And imagine if that's a customer. They're just waiting for this thing to happen that never happens. So if your website links, if they don't open in under 2 seconds, you're losing.
Yeah, and when was the last time you updated your website or gave it a fresh look or added something to it? I go to a website and, even if it's like a local restaurant or something, and I can't find their menu, or it looks like it was built back in 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, and it's not mobile responsive, like that just ruins the entire experience. It lowers the value, the perception of the value that you're going to deliver, just everything about it. So you've got to look and say, is my website up to date? Is it functional in the year 2020? Does it work on mobile? I mean, everyone is, boom, right here, going on and entering in, looking at stuff and seeing it here. They want to be able to check out the sizes. They want to be able to see what colors are available. They want to be able to pay you from here,
right?
Without even getting their credit card out because they have it saved in their phone. Like, how can you get them to pay you?
I buy stuff all the time with my fingerprint, all the time.
Yes, 100%.
So I wish I could vote that way. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Just this proves on me. Voted. Not getting into that. Sorry, I even mentioned it. All right, so we got some people saying hello. Mike Woolbright's here. He wanted to let you know that he ran 100 this past weekend, 100 feet to the door of Costco. And for those of you that don't know the joke, Tom, what did you do on Friday?
I ran 100 miles.
On purpose?
On purpose, at once, and I paid to do it. And I got first place.
That's right. I'm so proud of you. That's so awesome. All right. And then Sean says hi. He's waving. And look, Tom Rowan's watching.
Yep.
That's amazing.
There it is. I'm checking the updates. I got the comments going right here.
Yeah, there's about a 20-second delay. And then Ron says they don't wait, they leave. Hey, Ron, how are you doing? Hey, by the way, Saturday, Jeffrey Gittimer is giving you a shout out on the Q&A, not the Q&A, but his presentation for Shirt Lab Forge. We hope you're there because he wants to talk about you. So it'd be kind of cool. Artem's here, who is the Shirt Lab Rock, Paper, Scissors champ from Portland, right? And Dan says, that's awesome. Congrats. So website redesign. So you spent $1 or $2 on your new website, didn't you? How much? Yes. I don't know if you want to share the number, but what did you do? It was expensive.
Yeah. We're going over 6 figures on the investment. And we looked at it.
Wix?
What?
You could just use Wix?
No, because we don't want to.
I'm teasing.
Yeah, I mean, the value that we want to deliver,
yeah.
I look at it as an investment, marketing tool, sales tool, everything. And I would rather invest more in that than I would in a piece of equipment. And then I look at our equipment, I'm like, we've got over $1 million invested in equipment. Why don't we have a fraction of that invested in a fully functional e-commerce website to allow people to give us money faster? Our equipment does not allow us to people to give us money faster.
Right.
It may allow us to print a little bit faster, but at the end of the day, if we don't have the orders, we can't keep the equipment running.
Right. So it's the jet fuel for the rocket.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So so you worked. I mean, for people who don't know you, where do you live?
Dubuque, Iowa.
And where is your web developer?
Chicago.
Right. So you couldn't find anybody closer, or did you just find the best person? And then walk us through that process of how you selected who you're using for your webpage.
Yeah. So we looked at some local firms. We looked at some in New York. We looked at some overseas. We looked at a lot of different options, and, going into it, I had certain criteria of here's what we need. Here's what we want the user to experience. Here's what we need for the back end for us to be able to take the orders and fulfill them. And, you know, here's some other criteria. I wanted to make sure, one, it was a company. It wasn't just a pop-up fly-by-night company, because like it's a long-term relationship. In a year from now, or 6 months from now, or 3 months from now, if we want to add features to the website, update it, change anything, I want to make sure the company is viable and sustainable and still around, and I'm not having to go to somebody else completely different and they don't know what's going on with the website. So looking at someone that's been in business for a while, that has the long-term sustainability to be there for the long haul, because we're getting into this relationship with them and we're going to be in there for a while with these guys. So I wanted someone that we create this long-term relationship with. The same kind of goes for a lot of our clients, right? Like we want to create this long-term relationship with them, and they should be looking at us saying, they've got all my art files and everything else. We want to make sure it's a company that's viable, going to be around for a long time.
Right.
So we want to be able to give that assurance to all of our customers. And then the other one, like there was a couple in New York, couple in LA that were good, but Chicago is a 3-hour drive for me. And so I really like the, you know, idea of I don't have to hop on a plane. I can get in the car and drive there and meet with them face to face. I want to be able to meet with them face to face, to be able to continue to build that relationship. Or if something really went wrong, a face to face, you know, sit down goes a long ways. So I want that option as well. Right.
And so for somebody who goes, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Tom, my website really sucks, I need to redo it. What's the first thing that you should really think about when redoing your site, and that's really going to help that web developer that they use, like build the thing so it's going to just really rock?
So what I did was I went to like basically what I consider the top 20 websites in our industry, and even some in, you know, comparable industries, like sign industry and stuff like that. And I said, what features are they offering? What are they doing? What do they do that's really well? And what is the best thing that they have on here? And basically took the top 3 things from all of those and said, you know, what are these? Do they have a referral program? Do they have, you know, membership on there? Are they offering customization? Something like custom ink is, do we want that route, or do we want to do that ourselves? We want where it's just an upload thing, instant quotes, availability for rush shipping and stuff like that. So I looked at just every little feature and stuff that was on there and said, all right, what do we want, or what is working well, or what do people really like and resonate with on all these sites? And let's get those and combine the best of the best into one site. And so that's what we looked at doing. Mm-hmm. Now, that sounds great and all, and most people might say, well, I don't have like a budget and 6 figures to you know, spend 50 or 100,000 or more on a new website. So what do I do? And you can do exactly as I did when COVID started. So March 15th hit and the world essentially shut down. And I knew right away, we need to be able to sell face masks online, and we need to be able to do it fast and efficiently. I can't sell a $5 face mask over email or over the phone, because the amount of time it's going to take for me to take their payment and take their customer information, we already lost all of our margin on that. So there's no way I can possibly do that and sell a $5 face mask. So I signed up for a Shopify account. It's like $29 a month. And so signing up for my Shopify account was our minimum viable product, whatever we need to do to be able to get the transaction done and to be able to start something and start building some momentum and building some traction with our e-commerce site. I didn't have a developer. I didn't have anyone like getting it all fancy and everything else. I just needed something that I was able to send a link out, post a picture of what's on there, put in the colors and the variables, put the price, and let the customer give us money fast. And so that's what we did. We started adding other products to it. So we went with the the simplest, and then we started with the most popular things. What are our top 10 items that people buy? Use the 80-20 rule, eliminate everything else out of the phone book catalog, and say, what are your core top 10 items? Only add those items. Start getting some traction. So in the first 4 months that we had that Shopify store open, we did like 60,000 in revenue just on some core items that we added on there. That right there was like our proof of concept, and that was like the bare minimum that we thought, all right, if we did this just in 4 months off of this bare minimum, we know like with a full-blown, full-scale thing, we can afford to pay for like all the bells and whistles and everything else in there.
This is blank shirts that they're going to decorate when they send you their art, or you're going to design, or is these pre-designed things that you're marketing on Shopify?
Both. It is like a hodgepodge of both, because I was like, we just need, how can we get people to give us money the fastest while they're sitting at home, away from work, or, quarantining or whatever. Mm-hmm. So whether it's blank face mask or blank t-shirts or customized t-shirts or pre-printed ones where we're doing different sayings on them, whether it's related to our hometown or ones with COVID messages on them, like whatever it is, like we're just throwing it all on there to be able to just give people options and to be able to test different things out and see what works, what doesn't work, get feedback, try different apps and plugins with it, and just get that momentum and get revenue coming in.
Okay, so this is kind of a good segue here to the next section, which is online store success, because you've got a key thing you're doing on Shopify, and I know you do a lot with Inksoft and ClickFunnels and stuff. So you kind of like the tool that you're using can be different platforms. You're not just stuck on one and that's all I use. You like to use different things because there's a feature or there's something on there that allows you to turn the sale faster, or they got a marketing thing, or they whatever, right? And kind of talk about that a little bit, and then what makes an online store successful as a program or a company store. Or I know you do a lot of stuff for 4-H and that kind of stuff, and you've got, hundreds of Inksoft stores. So just kind of talk about that a little bit, about your game theory, I guess, for online store success.
Really, it kind of depends on what you're selling. It kind of depends on the market and the niche that you're going after. So you want to meet them where they're at. You want them to be where it's easy and simple for them to purchase, and they're very comfortable with it as well. So on the custom stuff, we're doing a lot of the schools and corporate stores through Inksoft. Then on, just Joe's Lawn Care, whoever else, we're doing that through Shopify. The B2C stuff that is, pre-printed shirts of just different sayings, or the face mask, that's on Shopify. But then right now we're branching out even beyond that, is like we're looking at all the other sales channels and saying, where else are people buying stuff? Like how can we get additional eyeballs, and how can we get additional people giving us money where they're at a different site and their money's out and they're buying product. So we're diving into eBay, Etsy. I just put a hat with something embroidered on it on eBay yesterday, and I've sold 24 of these hats basically in the last 24 hours at $15 a hat.
Like a baseball hat?
Yeah. It's an idea for a Halloween costume. So I just put it on there, and they just keep flying through. So eBay's another, if I didn't have that on there, that customer was not going to search and find us in our Shopify store or in our Inksoft store. So I look at eBay as a search engine, basically, that has a certain number of shoppers on it looking. So we've got to be present on there, and we've got to give people a way to purchase stuff from us on eBay. The same goes for Etsy and Amazon and Walmart and a lot of these other stores, they're basically all search engines, and customers are there shopping for other stuff. And if you think of it like, right now, like we haven't had them a whole lot in the last 6 months, but before that, there'd be like all these pop-up boutique fairs and stuff where it's like a vendor show, kind of like and so there's all these little boutique vendors that go to these shows that have them and they're selling stuff, right? So all these are just marketplaces where there's a lot of different vendors. You want to be one of the vendors. They're there shopping, they're adding something else to their cart. Boom, here's something else. You want to be in the option. You want to be in the mix. You want to be there dancing. If you're not, like, you can't get money from them then.
Right.
You've got to be out there and in the mix. And right now, the number between now and Christmas, the number of dollars spent online is going to be something like $1 trillion. There's something crazy. So the crazy thing right now that's happening is people did not the money didn't just disappear out of the economy. You see stuff like the airline industry and the hotel industry and all these industries lost like hundreds of billions of dollars. Like, well, they didn't lose it. They just didn't make it. So the money is still out there. I mean, the government gave out boatloads, right? Where is all of it? It's all getting spent online. So like, it's like, we've got to get, like, how can we get, I want some of that pie. Like, it's out there. It is in people's bank accounts. Give them a way to give me some of that money because we want it. We've got the t-shirts, we've got the hats, we've got the goods. Let's get it to them. Like, but we've got to get in front of them and they've got to see us. They cannot find us if we're just sitting in our shop waiting for them to like come out, knock on our door, send us an email or call us on the phone. Like, we've got to have an online presence all over the place.
Right. And so you're doing blank stuff. Some places you're doing, I'll create a design and post it just to see what happens. It's kind of like a little experiment, right? You have no idea if it's going to be successful or not. Who cares? Let's try it.
Yeah, you just got to try and something might stick. I'm actually really enjoying the retail side because the margins are so much higher. So I love doing the pre-printed stuff. A lot of that stuff we're fulfilling and doing on demand, which is working well, but it's like I'm competing against all these sellers that are, fulfilling through Printful or Printify or whoever third party print on demand business, right? And I'm competing with some. I'm like, I should be able to blow these guys out of the water because we're printing it ourselves. Like, I don't have to go through the middleman. Like, we're direct to them. So we should be able to make the margin and make it happen as well. So I'm just like fired up. I think right now there's a huge, huge opportunity. And for me, there is not enough time in the day to capture as much money as we can right now. Right.
So you're in Des Moines and you just met with a client and you're fixing to do something else. So we caught you in the middle. And before we got on air, you talked to me about what you actually were doing and you met with somebody about doing online stores for them. So don't really talk about that business, but talk about how you developed the lead, what you said during the meeting, how are you going to close the sale? Just talk about all that because you're fixing to do an online stores for a franchise and that's growing. And they'll be adding lots of stores every year, but you'll be the master of all their stores. So talk about how that lead developed because I want people to learn how to do that.
Okay. Real simple. The lead was through a referral, which that referral, like once we land one, I'm going to reward that referral with something right now just for getting the meeting set up. So whether they buy anything or not, or get a web store set up or not, I want to give and reinforce him giving us the referral. So I'm going to get him a gift of some sort right now. If this goes through and they end up setting up online stores for their 80 plus locations, you better believe he's getting a really good referral gift then as well. So you've got to reward the behavior of the referral. So that's the first part. Second part, I knew they met with other companies as well. So I had a presentation set up ahead of time with a store already pre-built in Inksoft. So the store is ready to go. They can see it. And then after that, it's basically shut up, listen, ask the questions you want, and then just keep listening. Let them dump everything.
So before you had your meeting,
Yep.
you set up an online store knowing full well that they might switch the products out and stuff. It's just really a demo.
Yep.
Shirts, hat, water bottle, whatever. Branded. It looks great. So when you're showing them on your computer or your iPad or whatever you've got, they're seeing a fully functional store, not a, hey, let us know if you want to do it and I'll build it and you'll see it next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then they say, can you do this by the end of the year? I tell them it's live right now. You want, you can go on and buy something right now.
Right. And so that just blew them away?
Yeah. They're like, well, the other place we met with said it was going to take 2 months and, you know, there's going to be a hosting fee and blah, blah, blah. And they start adding all this other stuff. I said, no, we're ready to go. So
Right.
we got you.
Cool. So Ron's got a question. Do you find having the Sage link with promo stuff with t-shirts priced a challenge? I assume your pricing matrix is different than the promo site.
No, we've never ran into a challenge with that.
I don't. So he's explain this question to me, Tom.
Yeah, and we've got.
Are you on Sage as a vendor?
Yeah, I mean, it's quasi even a hidden link. Like, we don't even promote it, but people that know where to click, or sometimes we'll send people to that Sage site just so the customers that are looking for a wide range of promo items, they can go there. And when you're searching the Sage site, so if you're searching for pens or koozies or water bottles, whatever, you can also search for t-shirts. And someone very well could search a t-shirt on that Sage site and it would say, you know, a t-shirt from Hit Promo for $3.72, when, you know, if you went to, you know, our other site or emailed or called in, that same t-shirt we would quote out probably at, you know, $6 or something. So he's asking if there's a discrepancy in there, but we've never really had that, because I think when people go to that, they just search for the promo item, and they never really search for the apparel side, because we covered that
right
before.
Okay, so next discussion really is about marketing the store or the webpage, right? It's about what you're doing to get the eyeballs onto the site, get the corporate employees to look at the website, or get the high school to order, or the 4-H club, because I know you do a lot of those. How are you getting people? How are you getting that traffic to get in there and start doing stuff? What's your best tip?
We can always do more. That's for sure. So we're looking at it right now and saying, how can we do more? How can we increase the average number of orders per web store when we open up for a football team or a basketball team or whatever the case is? How can we get them to order? How can we get them to order more? And how can we get them to do it before the deadline, so that mom isn't calling us up on Monday saying, oh, I forgot to order my stuff for Jimmy and the store closed on Saturday night, which we've all been through. So we're looking at, you know, proactive email campaigns where we're trying to collect that data from the coach, or save it from previous orders and stuff like that with that school. So if it's a booster club, we're gathering all the emails from people that ordered for the football and the basketball and the baseball team and saying, all right, these guys all have kids that go to this school. The booster club's open. Let's email them and let them know this booster club design is open right now. And so that then we can proactively reach out that way. We're also looking at a few different things where we've got to think like in our customer's shoes. So whether it's a brewery or a football team or a booster club, like they don't have an artist on staff. So if they want to hang a poster up at the brewery or a poster up at the school, or even post something on social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever the heck it is, where all those students are or all their customers are and followers and stuff like that, how can we help them promote? So we're looking now and saying, okay, for every time we put a store up, what is the graphic design package that we over deliver the value on? So do they get an easy PDF flyer that they can also insert in an email, or that they can also print out and hang up at the school? Do they get Facebook banner or Facebook post or Facebook profile photo or Instagram photo? They're all different sizes, right? But if we can have mock-ups of their 5 different designs or 5 different items, plus the school name, and then a faux button that says, shop now to support blah, blah, blah football team. If we can pre-make those templates up where we're just plugging in a few different things and we're able to get them that, what I would call marketing package with their store, that's going to increase the sales. So a little more work on our part. But if we look at that and say, listen, if this increases the number of people that buy from that web store, that's a good ROI. And I don't think we're doing enough right now. And I think we can always do more on that to just increase it.
So it's really about have a templated for all the assets that you need. And here's exactly how we're going to do it. It's already preset. You just change the text, maybe change the background picture or whatever, and save it. It's a PNG file, upload it or give it to the school so they can upload it with instructions about what to do. It's already the right size. They don't have to do anything because they're teachers. They're a restaurant owner. They're not savvy on all this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And so you make it easy for them to have success. When you do a printed poster or something, are you doing a QR code that links to the site?
Yeah, you can definitely add that on there. Writing out the email copy templates as well of, hey, this store just launched, blah, 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 blah. Hey, store closes in 4 days, blah, 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 blah. Hey, store closes tomorrow. Don't forget to get your order in. The coach doesn't know how to write those. He doesn't know the right verbiage to use on that. So if you do that and make it simple for them, it's plug and play. Like you've got to give them the tools for them to be as successful as possible.
So do you have people on your team that does that for you, that do that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got 12 minutes or so left, and I want to talk about our favorite topic this week. Do you know what it is, Tom?
Yes, Shirt Lab Forge.
What? So who here is watching hasn't heard about Shirt Lab Forge yet? Raise your hand. I think we've done a pretty good job of marketing it. I know we got a bunch of people that bought, and they're either bought a ticket, reserved their seat, or they joined the Shirt Lab tribe. But if you haven't heard about it, let's talk about it real quick, just so everybody can know what is this thing? What is Shirt Lab Forge, Tom?
It is an online virtual event. I believe we have 17 speakers giving presentations all about e-commerce. So everything from the customer journey, how to effectively use Amazon, how to build a website, how to set it up, how to market the website, how to look for keywords and set up SEO. So a lot of different topics. And it's not only, for e-commerce companies or companies that already have websites set up. It's going to work whether you're in the process that you need to set up an e-commerce site, whether you already have one done. So from novice to expert in everything in between, anything online marketing and sales, this is basically covering. So all across the board. And then having Jeffrey Gittimer as the keynote, which is absolutely amazing. he's just all across the board sales, and he's going to be talking about the three people that are going to come out of this pandemic, and it's winners, watchers, and whiners. And he's going to show you how to come out on top and be a winner. He's got scripts, sales scripts and stuff together on what to say, how to position yourself, and, you know, really just dominate right now in this current market.
Yeah, I think though it's really interesting, Tom, and I was telling this to somebody the other day. I don't know how we got these people to say yes to doing the presentations, right? We're so batting above our average, it's not even funny with these folks. And some of these people you've heard of, you know, Eric Campbell or Jay Bassell or Tom or Ryan Moore, but there's other people, and you look at them and they're not even really selling t-shirts, they're selling other stuff, but it's not like little bitty sales. I'm talking about tens of millions of dollars worth of stuff. And, you know, one of the presentations we have is by the guy who works for a company called One Live, and his name's Dale Manning, and they're Shopify's #1 customer. They sell $100 million worth of t-shirts a year on Shopify. And he's in here telling stuff, right? And how did we pull this off, Tom? Do you remember? Like, do you know? I mean,
the caliber we have is amazing. I mean, people that have been in the trenches and have grown or helped grow 8- and 9-figure businesses is just absolutely remarkable. So the talent we got, and, you know, I'm sitting, we're doing the presentations and we're watching the presentations, and I'm sitting here taking notes like, oh my God, I gotta do that. I gotta write that down. So just absolutely amazing content. Jeffrey Gitomer, most people don't know this. He started off with a t-shirt company in our industry.
Yep.
So he knows, he gets it. He walks the walk. He talks the talk. He was in the industry. Richard Greaves worked alongside of him. Was he the operations guy?
Yeah, and he's also done stuff with Coudray, and he was telling us a story about Rich Hoffman was his like tech guy for his presses.
Yeah, back in the day, like, before M&R, Rich Hoffman was doing press work for Jeffrey Gitomer at their shop with Richard Greaves. Just absolutely amazing story.
Yeah.
So super pumped up for that presentation.
Right. And so here's the, let me get the link out. Here's the website address. If you have it registered. So let's say you're not a screen printer. Let's say you're an embroiderer, or let's say you're in promo, right? Does this event apply to you?
Yes.
Why?
If you want to make money and you want to sell stuff, this event applies to you.
Well, it's online stores. It's your web page.
It's marketing, it's sales, it's marketing. It applies to everyone. I would say it even applies to people not in the industry.
Yeah. Well, we're all themed about shirts, but you're right, you know. And so what's really fun about this whole event, I think, is we're trying to cover all the bases. You know, so you're trying to market your store on Facebook. Well, we got Shelby Craig. And he was just posting. What was the that one shirt he did the Facebook funnel for? What was it? 165 grand for selling one shirt on Facebook. He walks you through how he does it. You know, so if you're trying to market some shirts on Facebook, here's a guy you should probably listen to, because this is what he's doing right now, right? And then we have guys like Eric Campbell and Ryan Moore who are talking about redoing your website. You just did that. You got a whole thing where what I thought was really cool about your presentation, Tom, is you're showing your spreadsheet checklists. You're showing all the behind the scenes stuff that you don't really get to see. Everybody just sees the launched website and isn't it pretty, and it clicks really fast, but they don't see all the work and thought that goes into it. And I think that's a remarkable thing. And then you got Fernando Angulo about SEO. You know, he's the director of marketing for SEMrush, right?
Yeah.
and he lives in Spain, right? Spain, is it Spain?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just a really amazing cast of characters talking about stuff that really matters, I think, in trying to sell digitally, how to market, how to do some stuff. Print on demand's in there. Kevin Oakley with Stoked on Printing's talking about how he's built his print on demand service. Jessica Gibbons Roush is talking about how to look at your inventory management program. So if you're doing a print on demand or you're doing something online with web stores, you want to see what's moving. And I learned and my favorite acronym this year is SLOB. Do you know what SLOB means?
No. So what my wife calls me.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to watch her presentation. Okay, I'll tell you. It's slow moving or obsolete. And she goes and shares all this stuff about what to do because you've got an online store, but it's not making money. How do you know? What do you do? Da, da, da. She's sharing what to do about that, right? And you should appreciate that because you got 800 gazillion of them.
Yep.
All right, so Ron says, I guess it's a good place to send those who want to shop. Brian's got a question. Have you asked to be an admin for their Facebook page so you can post or schedule posts for them? Well, that's an interesting question.
I have not, but that's a great strategy. And to go one step further is to be able to do ads under their account and be able to pay for the ads under their account.
And just charge it to the store?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let us know how that works out.
That would be a big store, and
yeah,
that's most schools. But I've seen that where they go on and because they've already got you're doing ads basically to the people that like your page, and or if they already got an audience formed up, like yeah. I'll pay to run ads to them to sell more merch.
Right. And but in order to get that, there's a certain amount of trust that they're going to have with you.
Yep.
To give you the keys to the kingdom, right? So
yes,
that goes beyond asking for the sale, I think. And then Ron says, "This is great info. The site looks great." So thanks, Ron. Appreciate that. Oh, and we got to give a shout out to Yosto. He's calling in from Sweden.
All right.
And Cindy was sewing and listening. I don't know how I skipped these people. Too busy having a conversation. All right. So any last minute questions? Because I know Tom's got a meeting to go to, so we don't want to keep him too long. Write it in real quick. So let's say you're not in Shirt Lab Tribe right now. Why should they join Tribe? What is that all about, Tom?
Shirt Lab Tribe is the most amazing group of people in this industry coming together, we're sharing sales, marketing, other resources on production. We got a membership area that we're filling full of content and resources to answer all the questions you have in your business, whether it's in the front of the house or the back of the house. Weekly accountability. Every Thursday, we're bringing in different experts on different topics that are just blowing it out of the water. I'm just super pumped up on every Thursday. It's like, wow, this is amazing. People are just delivering fire. But then the camaraderie and everything else we've got in the group has been absolutely amazing. And it's fun watching all the businesses and the people in there grow and, just really kick some butt during this pandemic. It's pretty cool.
It is really cool. And we've got over 100 members now. And when we started this in June, we really wanted to get to 100 members by the end of the year. Do you remember that, Tom?
Yes.
And now we're way before December. And so we're at 100 members now, or actually over 100 members. And so if you can register for Shirt Lab Forge, you can either two things. It's $197 for the event, or you can join Shirt Lab Tribe at $49 a month, which is our founding member rate, which is going to go up to $99. When is that going up?
Monday.
Monday, right? It's right after Forge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ron wanted to, the event guide does not seem to have dates and times. So Ron, the event guide, there's no dates and times because it's Netflix style. You can watch these presentations at any time you want because we recorded them 2 months ago. So all you got to do is just get in and you can watch them. I think this thing goes live at what, 6 in the morning tomorrow morning Eastern, something like that.
Yes.
And then we call it a 2-day event just really because Jeffrey Gitomer's thing's on Saturday. But you have lifetime access to the videos. You can watch them whenever you want. We just needed a calendar date for the event. And so that's what's going on here. So you can register. You can watch the videos tomorrow or Sunday or whenever you want. 3 in the morning, doesn't matter. You've got access. And so anyway, any last minute questions? Ron says he's in. Good, because Jeffrey Gitomer on Saturday, 11 o'clock Eastern, Ron, he wants to talk about you. Do you remember that call we had on Monday, Tom, with him?
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about Ron. He was talking about the shirts that Ron just did some shirts for him for his beach. It's something at the beach. It was his mastermind group or something, right? And Ron did all the shirts for it. And he wants to talk about you, Ron, in the worst way, I got to tell you. So anyway, so I'm glad you're going to join up. So thanks. All right. Tom looks tired. Tom, are you tired?
It's been a long day, I'll say that. And my body's still recovering a little bit from the race. It's still just, trying to recover. So hopefully a couple more days of rest. We can get recovered and back rolling.
Yeah. And Keith says, is there a special login or registration for tribe members for Forge? I probably missed it. Keith, you didn't miss it. We haven't sent it out yet. So we'll be sending that out here shortly. So look for that in a minute. So not a minute, but you know what I mean. And then we were going to do shirts for Dallas. What does that mean?
I don't know.
You were going to do shirts for Jeffrey for Dallas? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure what you mean, Ron. But if it's Dallas Cowboys stuff, you probably can't give that stuff away right now. Anyway, so and by the way, Tom, Ron says congratulations again for winning the race. So
thank you.
Good job. All right, guys, we're going to call it a show. So thank you so much. ShirtLabForge.com. Get signed up, and we love to see you. If you got any questions, just reach out to either me or Tom. Please tag us. Happy to help you answer all questions. We want to make sure you get the education and info you need to make better decisions. So, all righty. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Bye-bye.